Hey Monica, we have a hamster at our house, and a fun thing about hamsters is how they love to gather things up and store them in their cheeks. And it looks a little uncomfortable how they're carrying around these bulging cheeks full of stuff they've gathered but haven't really processed or eaten. And I like to imagine that they go back to, their little hamster hut after they've collected all the stuff from their food dish and they empty it out. And then they sift through what they want and they don't want. But what if they didn't? That would be me and my email inbox. I have always had a very large overstuffed cheeks full of emails in my inbox. That little red circle that tells you how many number of emails you have unopened. It's been 10 grand for so long I can't remember a time that it wasn't. Even 5 years ago at my brother's wedding, my cousin and I sort of bonded over how large that number was for us and how it wasn't a big deal. There's only so much you can pack into a pair of cheeks, and only so many emails you can fit into a Google email box, and eventually Google will tell you that you are running out of space and you can buy more space. You could have, I would call it maybe hamster cheek enhancement surgery to make even bigger cheeks that you hold even more unprocessed emails. I think the healthiest thing to do at that point is to actually sit down and empty out your cheeks and start dealing with what you've gathered. The problem is I don't want to just mass delete everything. I don't want to, without even looking everything, just go delete all. Because there's some stuff in there that I probably really care about, and that stuff in there I know I really care about that I just haven't hunted down yet. I actually just need to do the work of processing. So I did sit down when Google told me this, and I went through and I batch deleted by sender. I picked all the retail emails, I picked all of the notification emails, all of the things that didn't have like an emotional importance to me, and I deleted them in batches, and I got 30,000 emails deleted in 2 days. And I think I only had 25,000 left at that point, and I was thinking that is good, more than half. I've deleted more than half of my cheeks collection. It's gone down 50%. It was good enough that Google stopped bothering me, and so I could go on my merry way. Except for now that I've gone through that process, I notice emails coming into my inbox, and they are things that I haven't cared about in 10 years, like emails from Old Navy that I don't shop there anymore. I used to do it for my kids. They've outgrown it. It's just not a thing. And my first instinct is just go delete the email to keep at least the first page clean of all this stuff, just the one I'm looking at. But then I realized that it is an opportunity. And that's where I started getting really excited thinking about this, was that those incoming emails that feel like spam, that I just want to go delete, are actually opportunities to search for messages like this and delete all of them and create a filter to delete them all in the future. So I don't have to have any more Old Navy emails kept coming, and I don't have to deal with this huge bag of 22,000 emails I'm dragging around. Maybe it's 21,500 now because Old Navy's not in there anymore. And without that new incoming email from Old Navy, I would never know what to look for, because it's been 10 years and I don't remember. I could go line by line and try to catch them and sift through them, but it's so much harder than just seeing what 2 or 3 emails come up per day that I don't want to get anymore, and that I can use to fish out of my history to clean that up and narrow that down. It is definitely a sleep last discovery for me that Byron Katie really shadows, because when she says, you can change your life one trigger at a time, she really means that in this way. All of that unprocessed emotional baggage and the things that you thought were true 20 years ago that aren't true anymore, that don't apply to you anymore, but you're still carrying around and dealing with, and they're still coming at you. Well, the next time they come at you, say, oh, I don't want to think this way anymore. This is not the way I know how to function best right now. I don't want to do this going forward, and I actually want to use this opportunity to pull it out of my past too. It's just such a great and exciting opportunity to get triggered. I'm wondering if you have a large amount of emails in your inbox and what you do to process your emails. I'll talk to you next week.